In a yard full of chaos, one dog never needed to shout. He didn't run, didn't rush, didn't react. He just stood there, and every other dog fell quiet. They didn't fear him. They respected him. Now they call him King Charles, but he didn't start as a king. He started at the bottom, weak, bullied, easy to ignore. But when the balance of the pack collapsed, the one nobody noticed became the one no one could overlook. This is the real story behind the legend. And if you think this is just another viral dog, you've already missed the point. He doesn't look like much. At first, scruffy coat, lean body, dirty paws. You wouldn't pick him out in a crowd. But in Pingquan, Hebei, inside a massive yard with over 100 dogs, this unimpressive mutt runs everything. His real name is Changmao, meaning long fur. He's a native Chinese rural dog, not a fighting breed, not a guard dog, just a typical street dog that was never supposed to lead anything. He was born in 2021, taken in by a man known online as Huzi Ge. Huzi doesn't breed fighters, he rescues strays. His yard became a home for abandoned dogs. It also became a battleground. And right in the middle is Charles, just 20 kilos, surrounded by dogs twice his size. But for some reason, when things get tense, everyone waits to see what Charles does first. And that's where his story begins, not in strength, but in how others respond when he moves. Every pack has a moment where control breaks, and someone unexpected steps in. For Charles, that moment came before he even turned 4 months old. Back then, he was just background noise. Smaller, weaker, shoved out of the way during feeding. The yard had a few dominant dogs, names like Big Head and Erhuang, and they made sure everyone knew their rank. Charles didn't challenge them. He kept to himself, quiet, watching. Then one day, a fight broke out near the fence. A black dog lunged, wild and frantic, snapping at anyone nearby. The yard scattered, except for Charles. He walked straight into the tension. No rush, no drama, just direct. He didn't bark, he didn't flinch. He stood in front of the black dog and locked eyes. Seconds passed. Then the black dog backed off. No contact, no noise, no visible threat. But the pack saw it. They felt the shift. And from that day forward, Charles wasn't just another stray. He was the one they started checking before they made a move. Charles never took over the yard. He just became the one every dog responded to. He didn't chase challengers or pick fights. He simply moved with purpose, and the rest adjusted. Fights still happened. Tempers still flared. But when Charles showed up, something shifted. Dogs froze mid-growl, heads lowered, energy dropped. Not out of fear. There were bigger, louder dogs in that yard. But none of them carried weight the way he did. Charles didn't issue commands. He didn't need to. He'd observe tension from across the yard, take 3 steps forward, and the whole mood would collapse. There was no display, no teeth, no pressure. Just timing, posture, and precision. It wasn't training. It was instinct, refined through daily exposure to raw canine chaos. And over time, the other dogs learned, when Charles moves, you stop. Because even without saying anything, he'd already made the decision for you. No leashes, no crates, just a dirt-covered yard packed with over 100 dogs, some rescued from fights, others dumped and broken. In the middle of it all, Huzi Ge, the man with the beard and the camera. He's not a dog trainer. He's not a breeder. He's just a guy from Hebei who couldn't ignore strays dying on the streets. So he built a place for them. 3,000 square meters of open space, no cages, no muzzles. Just raw pack dynamics playing out every single day. Most would have collapsed under that chaos, but Huzi, he filmed it. He watched. He let them figure it out. And in doing so, he noticed Charles early, not because he was aggressive, but because he wasn't. He didn't force Charles into leadership. He just gave him room to rise. Now the world calls his dog a legend. But to Huzi, he's just Chang Mao, a stray who never needed help to take control. He just needed someone who didn't get in the way. The footage wasn't staged. No setup, no filters. Just a handheld camera pointed at a group of dogs mid-fight. Fur flying, tension thick. And then, something shifted. Charles walked into frame. Steady, direct. No noise, no hesitation. Just presence. The fight broke. Two dogs instantly backed off. The yard went silent. No one told them to stop. They just did. That 15-second clip was uploaded like any other. But within 24 hours, it exploded. Douyin, Weibo, YouTube, TikTok. The world hadn't seen anything like it. A medium-sized street dog diffusing chaos with nothing but his stare. Comment sections flooded with theories. Is he trained? Is this fake? Nope. That's just Charles doing what he does every day. By week's end, the video hit millions of views. By month's end, he had nicknames in 10 languages. They called him Dog King, China's Alpha, even King Charles. But back in the yard, he was still the same dog, stepping between storms like it was just another day. He doesn't care about cameras, doesn't chase attention. While the internet argues about alphas, Charles is in the yard, walking between storms, keeping balance, like he always has. No collar, no spotlight, just a legacy being built in dirt and silence. He's not the king because we called him one. He's the king because they, the other dogs, decided he was. Every pack knows when a leader walks in. And Charles? He didn't ask to lead. He just never needed permission to be followed. So while the world watches for the next trend, Charles stays exactly where he belongs, steady, unbothered, and still in command. Because legends don't retire, they endure. And when it comes to the world's most respected dog, the crown was never on his head. It's in the way the pack moves around him. If this story hits you harder than any viral clip ever could, tap that like, drop a crown emoji for Charles in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed to Pawble. Because this isn't the last time the world will meet a dog like this, but this is the one they'll never forget.